welcome to the show of the Cinema Chronicles. एक बार फिर से आपके साथ. जी हाँ, we are going right down to United States in Houston, Texas, and with us we have the ever smiling and the ever beautiful Seema Govind ma'am, who is the entrepreneur, producer, and an anchor herself. Hello and good evening, ma'am.
Hello. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thanks, ma'am. I'm really happy that today I'm getting a chance to interview you because when I was working with TV Asia, I used to cover your stories. So this is a great thing for me.
Thank you for doing such a good job and making our effort come on live on screen.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot. How has the life been in United States?
You mean during the lockdown, this year?
Yeah.
Oh, in 2020. Yeah, just like everyone else, it's been really, really rough. Lockdown is not there anymore. It's opened up. But of course, it's not the same. This is not the year that anyone has witnessed. But it's been fine overall. We follow the guidelines and we wear the mask. We do everything and keep very limited. But yeah, it has given a chance. Some good things, of course, come out. It has given a chance. When you can't go outside, you go inside.
Yeah.
So I just wrote few poems and did a lot of things that I never did before. A lot of reading and just working out, eating well, spending a lot of time with the family, taking care of the different things that you wouldn't do, gardening, plants. So there is so much time that got opened up all of a sudden just because you were not doing mundane things of every day. There was still a lot of work. I continued with my work. That didn't reduce.
I'm very happy to listen about the poems because this is one thing I didn't know.
Yeah. I didn't publish them too much. I wrote about, I think, 4 or 5. Whatever was going on around me, it was interesting. I never wrote poems before in my life. The lines would just flow. All of a sudden, I would be doing something and I would get some lines. And then I understood that if I don't write it down right away, they're going to go away and I'm never going to get it back. So whatever I was doing, I would leave everything and just pour my heart out on the laptop, and I was done in literally 15 minutes. And I would edit and make it nicer later. But yeah, I'll share with you. I wrote about 3 or 4 as the time was going, whatever was going on. And I think I was internalizing a lot from the world. When you are creative, there are many forms of arts you can express yourself, not just through producing. Writing is also one of the things that can happen, and I love to write and come up with.
Expressing is very important, and I would like to tell you one thing. Please just go ahead, write more poems. I think you should go ahead with that.
These days they're not coming. They're not flowing naturally. I don't like to sit down and think about a poem. They would just flow to me. All these poems just float. I think what it is now life has opened up a little bit more, so I'm doing a lot more stuff. So my mind is a lot busier than it was till say August. And then I got really busy with the elections too. So there is a lot of mind work that's going on. That's why. But I think they'll come. I'll just wait for it to just flow on its own. I'll just leave it to the universe.
I'll be waiting for your poems. I want to read those. Yeah. When did you shift to United States and how was your career start into the media industry? Yes, start one.
I moved in the 90s, not now. We've been here for a very, very long time. And I wasn't in the media initially at all. I actually used to work for British Airways in India.
Oh,
and then when we moved here, I did some marketing management courses and did some school and stuff like that. And then I continued. I work with Skypass Travel for a little bit, but then I kind of moved towards IT. Okay. I worked for Unisys for about good 6-7 years. Then at some point I realized, after 7 years is too long to realize, but it was a good job as long as it lasted. At that time in my life, I think I needed something more simple and straightforward, and where you log in, come home, and there's no work from home kind of a thing. So, but then it got to a point I felt like I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I couldn't be in an office all day. I needed something else. So just on a whim and just on an intuition that I want to do something else, I decided to quit it. I took a break for a couple of years, and that was really nice, really, really nice. It kind of, gave me the time to explore and understand and see what I wanted to do. And then the media life started after that.
Okay. So how has your journey been till date into the media sector?
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it, and I enjoy it very much. It's just something, it gives me a chance to express myself, and more importantly, what I like about it, I was always the kind of a person, I'll give you an example. If I liked something, I wanted to tell the whole world. So I had that, in fact, I read this book called Blink.
Okay.
So from Maxwell Gladwell and Tipping Point. So those two books actually changed my life. From those two books, I understood the kind of personality I had. My personality was very well fit for PR and media, because that's how I was. I was a very open book, and I was a people's person, community person, and I wanted to kind of bring out the best in others.
You have anchored on a lot of shows. So how has your journey been with TV Asia and as an anchor till date?
Oh, wonderful. TV Asia team is absolutely the amazing, best team, very encouraging, helpful. And, I started with TV Asia. I did have some experience with another TV show that I worked with for production and all that, but anchor I did for the first time with TV Asia. And, they were very open-minded. They would always listen. Mr. H.R. Shah is very welcoming. He's always so friendly, warm, and so humble. And I work with Gayatri. That's my go-to person. She's always open to different ideas, different stories. Whatever I would see, hey, let's cover this. So she'd get excited. Yeah, let's do this, let's do that. And I always wanted to do different things as well. And she was always encouraging of that. And it's been really, really nice, because it gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of people, be at events, and bring out their passions, whatever they are doing with so much passion, all these non-profits and companies and events and cultural events. And I went to, so everyone had this was their passion, this was their thing. And my job was to bring out their passion, their event as best as I could. And I love doing that.
Well, beautiful, ma'am. I would like to tell you one thing. When CREP was going on, I used to trouble Gayatri ma'am in the wee hours in the mornings whenever I had a doubt. Yeah.
Oh, she's always working.
Yeah. She was, and she used to give me a time. You can call me anytime. So any small doubt, I used to give her a call. And at times she used to, now can I go to sleep? I was now please ma'am, you can have your sleep. My doubts have been solved. So she was a very, very nice human being. It was a great working experience with her also.
Yeah, I always wondered if she ever slept, because they are an hour ahead of me in East Coast, and I would be texting and calling her at 12:01, and then again in the morning, and I would tell Gayatri, like, where is your night?
I doubted that. Did she have a proper sleep? A beautiful journey. Which is your favorite interview you have done with TV Asia so far?
Favorite stories? I love to cover non-profits.
Okay.
I love to cover non-profits because they work so hard and they don't get as much support to show their story to the world, right? So I felt like whenever I covered a non-profit, their cause, their passion came to not just for Austin audience, all over the nation people are watching them.
Yes.
So I would think if this non-profit, suppose there is a non-profit Hindu Charities for America in Austin. So they provide school supplies to kids, underprivileged kids. And they are really, really big. In fact, the owner got a huge award this year that no Indian has ever got in the field of non-profit.
Okay.
So when I did those stories, I used to think that all these people in different cities, when they're watching this, that this is what Mr. Harish Kotecha is doing this in Austin, helping underprivileged kids and giving them education, giving them scholarships, and changing lives forever. A lot of these kids would have not got the education if this charity didn't come in. So I would always hope that other cities would actually,
Yes.
and maybe they'll get great funds and supporters, volunteers. It meant a lot to non-profits to have their events covered on a nationwide audience. Of course, there's lots of celebrity interviews also. We have done press conferences with Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika, Farhan Akhtar, Kajol, Ajay Devgan, and they have their own charm.
We are so excited to be here in Dallas to attend the press conference with Ajay Devgan and Kajol. They are here to promote their magnanimous production Shivai. You have been an actor all your life, and you've done from like Firebrand to emotional and to fun roles. How has that, like your being an actor, influenced you being a producer now?
Well, I've been an actor for a very long time. I've been a producer as well for a very long time. But I think I would love to have an actor like me. I hate to toot my own horn, but I would love to have an actor like me. I turn up on time, I do my job well, and I make it look good, I hope, and easy. So yes, I think every producer, we have some fantastic actors in Shivai. We have Saisha, we have Erica Carr, we have this lovely little girl called Abigail. So all three of them, and I have Ajay Devgan, so I'm very happy with my star cast.
It's nice to meet them, get to know the other side of them. That's more on the entertainment side. But there was so much I wanted to cover, and I wanted to make sure that I not just get the CEOs of the companies, I wanted to get the volunteers, people behind the scenes who work hard for the events, and get a different perspective and show different, if there is an event, if there's a cultural performance, not just show one or two performances, just show as many as we can in the shortest span of time. So I ended up staying, every event I ended up staying 3-4 hours. But for literally 4-5 minutes of coverage.
I would like to share one thing with you, to be very frank. The community roundup mailbox which was there. So I used to wait, Seema Goel ma'am ka mail kab aayega? Be very careful. Vandana Jingan ma'am ka mail kab aayega? And Anjali Chhabra ma'am. So proper detailing of all the 3 mails, and especially with your stories also. मतलब बारीकी से हम देखते थे, especially me. Properly dekha, interviews, assistants dekh, properly rakhe. Even after the edit, when the bulletin was ready, I has to go through every word and everything. You have to be careful, varna Seema Goel ma'am ka mail aa jayega. Be very careful.
That's right. There's some things I'm very, very particular about, and that is something of all my filming and recording and interviews. Ki whatever I have in mind, how I want the story to come out, it should come out like that. That's why I used to have all those long emails describing, keep this interview, keep that interview, don't make it like this and that, because I wish I could say that it's seamless, it's easy, it's I just show up and come and do it, but it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of heart, and it's a lot of effort.
Yes.
And of course then it's some kind of gratification also. It's a nice feel good, it's a high that you feel when it airs, and the most important is whomever I covered, they should like it,
Yes. It's in short, itni mehnat ki hai, it should come properly on television when it comes. Ma'am, you're the CEO and founder of Cosmos City Media. Please tell us something about it. How did that idea came to your mind, and what does it do?
Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, that when I took the break, I was kind of, just understanding whatever's going on. And something that inspired me a lot was I wanted to do something in the South Asian space.
Okay.
I wanted to be a South Asian American, I wanted to do something that not Americans can do, only a South Asian or an Indian American can do, which I was unique about. So that was the biggest incentive for me to when I started when the media idea came, and the big incentive that I saw gap between South Asian and the mainstream. I wanted the mainstream to know that South Asian diaspora in the US is very unique. They are very educated, they're smart, they are wealthy, they are contributing significantly in the US economy. And I wanted them to know, and I wanted them to reach out to these demographics when they were doing their advertisements or when they were selling the products or whatever they were doing. I wanted them to keep us very high in their mind. On another side, I wanted South Asians to not just stick with the South Asian communities. And sometimes Indians do that, they because it's their comfort zone. If they have a product, they'll promote in this, and which is fine. Some products are more ethnic, but I also wanted them to have the confidence that, the US is getting ready for all kind of products or services that we are producing, and they should be marketing and selling to the mainstream audience too.
Right.
So I wanted to bridge that gap between the two. Take South Asian to the mainstream and take mainstream to the South Asian. That was why Cosmo City originated from. And I felt I was in the place who could do that.
Congrats to you. Ma'am, we would like to know if anyone, from India wants to come to United States and make a career into the media industry over there. How should they go ahead?
See, first of all, I'll tell you this field, and you all know it very well, that this is not an easy field.
Yes.
It's not like, it's not a computer job, or it's not doctor, lawyer, or any other job. It's a lot of hustle, but I'll say this much: things are improving. We are getting recognized in the US. Things are improving a lot more, and of course, they should be very passionate about it. They should be. I think one of the most important thing is that you should be somebody who likes people, and who likes community, and who sees good in everyone.
Yeah.
If that's in your heart, then that's the basic that's sought. So and you have the power to kind of not focus on yourself. You feel that, okay, you are not important, the other person and the other company, and they are the ones in focus.
Okay.
So if you are too much about you, I see that all the time. If somebody's about themselves, then the story will never come out as it should. So those are the characters, like values, I would say, are important to start with. And of course, interest in all fields. As a media, as a journalist, you have to be extremely knowledgeable in every industry. I'm not kidding. Yeah, from politics to religion to current news to all kind of, as I mentioned, companies, economy, entrepreneurship, whatever is going on in the world, not just the US, you should be reading a lot, and you should be in the know. Which it can never be to a point where you are out of questions, or where you have to kind of understand. And then there is a lot of research goes in every episode. You also know that very well.
Yes.
And I do another show on a radio. It's like a podcast style. So, and then TV Asia, all the time, every time there is an interview, it's not just I just show up. I go through everything of that company, non-profit, normal company, of the event, of the people organizing it, read up, look at Wikipedia, take like a full, sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it doesn't, if I've worked with them before, if I know them. And then at the end, somehow, some things come around that is right. I remember when I did Deepak Chopra's interview. I am not kidding, for 3-4 days, although I'm a follower of Deepak Chopra, I understand. I listened to so many YouTube videos, walking, talking, everything. All 3 days, I was in that zone. And I thought this is such a big opportunity. And if you get a chance to interview Deepak Chopra, what are you going to ask? There's 100 questions I can ask, but I can only ask a few. So how do you kind of narrow down to that few?
Yes.
So that was a challenge, but I wanted to learn and know more. So I think by 2 in the night, it was in the morning, by 2 in the night, I didn't have the questions. At 2 in the night, I actually then just sat up and came up and had 5 or 6 questions just right for next day. And even same with Anushka Shankar. I listened to her music for several days before the interview, and I knew everything, whatever there was to know about Anushka.
Yes.
So those are the qualities that are needed. You really have to be extremely well tuned with what you're doing. So those are, again, comes under values and then interest and the ability. You should have the ability also to handle this much and the patience to go through. So those are the core things. And then of course, if you have, if you have done a journalism degree or communication, mass comm and experience, I would say and this is one of my favorite pet peeves is never ever start your career thinking about money and thinking about the role you're getting and the optimum role and the best. Of course, everyone wants that, but not necessarily you'll get it. So you should be open to work as an intern, as any place to get your foot in the door, because every experience is so precious. I have worked so many jobs. I can't even tell you, small jobs, big jobs, here and there, just to learn, experience what's going on. And that's what makes you a wholesome person, is when you are open to different jobs.
It's a beautiful message you have given to the youngsters who will be watching your interview, because there's a lot of motivational thoughts which you have given.
That's what I do. I mean, that's my podcast is on positive stories, I do, they can look it up and Fab Life 360 Instagram page. This is all about the, motivation and positive stuff that I have learned, wanted to kind of share with the world.
Yeah, and in today's world, you require a lot of motivational thoughts and positive thoughts with the situations going around. It really requires really require that. That's
there is no way you can survive that.
Actually.
And people have to understand that very clearly. Stress will reduce your immunity, but if you get stressed out for something today, your immunity will be reduced for several hours after that.
Yes,
so you are more exposed to getting, what's going on.
Yes, agreed. Totally.
So we have to be grateful. We have to be thankful for whatever it is at any point. And of course, I'm not saying I get my moment all the time, even during lockdown. I had my days when I didn't feel good about it. Rohan, 2020, you are asking what are you?
Yeah, I need to ask that. That's the most important question.
We don't know what's happening next year.
I understood, but still, maybe you have planned something कि अगले साल में मुझे ये करना है. Not about 2020, maybe 21.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be totally candid and honest with you. I go with the flow a lot, with bestest of intentions. And of course, I want to, grow my work, my production, my interviews. Whatever I'm doing, I just want to do them better. I just want to keep getting. There's so much still for me also to learn, right? From everybody, from the world. Want to be more knowledgeable, want to study more. And I want to travel more. That's one of the things I really want to travel is next year after everything is over. Travel to new places, explore more places, maybe meet people that I would never meet and get their stories, do their interviews,
Agreed.
And understand different point of views and perspectives that I wouldn't have seen normally. So as per se, no specific plans as to say, but whatever I'm doing, I want to do better. And I want to continue doing more for my community because I'm a big community person. I feel that belonging with everyone quite a bit. So as long as I can help out to everyone, I don't want to live a day when I'm not helping other people. So that is very, very important to me. So that's always big part of my future is helping my community.
Beautiful once again. Each thought is beautiful. Each word is beautiful. Each sentence is beautiful. जो भी आपने कहा है वो दिल से कहा है, एकदम जज्बात के साथ कहा है. और मैं क्या कहूँ, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपके साथ मिलकर यहाँ पे. And we really had a great time on the Cinema Chronicles to have you because the TV Asia Connect was there and I was looking forward कि कब मैं आपसे एक बार बात करूँ because stories करते करते वो आदत हो गई थी कि इतने correspondents थे, anchors थे, उनकी stories cover करते थे हम. But I wanted specifically to interview you. That's why I first asked you. Now is the right time I should ask you, and maybe ma'am says a yes, and if it's a yes, I would be the happiest, and that happened. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, and whatever I do from the heart. I don't know where else to work from.
Beautiful, ma'am. you should always do things from the heart. I think that takes you a long way. And traveling keeps you energized. A beautiful thought and message. So everyone, keep traveling and do your work. You need those breaks in between. And God bless you for all your future endeavors. Blessings to your family and all the work you do. And lots of success. Wish you lots of success. We hope to catch you once again next time with different set of questions on the Cinema Chronicles. Thanks a lot. God bless you, ma'am. Take care of yourself and your health.
Okay. Thank you. Anytime. Thank you,
Thanks.
Rohan.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.